Welcome to the co-op and multiplayer game releases for December. This is an exciting month for gamers, with some of the most wishlisted AAA titles finally coming out, garnished with some super interesting indie titles to play with friends and family during the holiday season. We hope you are ready to fill your wishlist. And we will start our list with an action-packed, adrenaline-inducing fighting game. On December 3rd, Diesel Legacy: The Brazen Age is coming to PC, PS5, Xbox Series X and Switch. In this 2v2 hand-drawn fighting game, 4 players are battling it out on one stage, all at the same time. Whether you use your fists, your favorite coffin, the flamethrower of your choice, or whatever else you can get your hands on and battle your team to victory. Pick one of the many unique heroes and jump into action. The difficulty can be adapted to your need. If you're a beginner just getting into fighting games, the game will not require overly complicated inputs or much timing. Whereas if you're a veteran seeking some more challenge, the game will require split-second decision-making, perfectly executed combos, thoughtful resource management, and more. You can shape your playstyle to be all-out offensive or defensive to support your teammate. And the best? You can choose between couch co-op or online multiplayer, with lobbies and random matchmaking. On top of that, there is a full story campaign, playable solo or in co-op, so take control of the future of this Dieselpunk universe. And if you need a virtual cooldown after all this hot-headed fighting, get ready for the icy slopes in Slope Crashers. This indie snowboarding arcade racer is coming on December 4th to Steam, Xbox and Switch, and offers 4-player couch co-op as well as 8-player online multiplayer. Pick your favorite slope animal and try to become a pro snowboarder. Show off your stunts and combos in different game modes, including a campaign, races, stunt shows, slalom and more. The better your performance, the higher your combo meter gets filled. And when you're ready, you can activate an extra speed boost. Also, if you love more chaotic racing games in typical Mario Kart manner, you can try out the competitive mode, where you and your friends can collect combat items to hinder each other, including rockets, moles and bees. In Entropy Survivors, you play not only a space frog, but also a powerful mecha. This is a bullet hell roguelike, set in a stylized sci-fi alien world of the Shoulder of Giants franchise. Play with up to 4 friends in online co-op and pick a class for your frog, such as Paladin, Enchanter or Assassin. There are different weapon choices to refine your playstyle, as well as a skill tree to invest in. During the colorful high-action stages, you will be able to upgrade and expand your abilities, creating surprising synergies and effects in true roguelike manner. Use those synergies together with your friends and crank up the damage and the fun. And if one of you gets downed, you can revive each other. Entropy Survivors is coming to Steam on December 5th. Next up, we have Delta Force coming to PC on December 5th, playable through their own official launcher, Steam and the Epic Games Store. Technically, this is an open beta, but the developers stated that this phase is replacing early access. It will run for almost 2 months, contain no rollbacks and an ongoing stream of new content. The full release is expected for the first quarter of 2025. Then, the game will also be released for consoles, with cross-progression across all platforms. It will be free to play with paid content already available during the global open beta, including battle passes, weapon and vehicle skins. In a Q&A, the developers stated that there will be no pay-to-win elements. Delta Force will have 2 distinct modes for single and multiplayer, which take place in 2 different timelines. The one playing in 1993 is meant to be a modern recreation of the Delta Force Black Hawk Down campaign, bringing back iconic characters of the franchise and reworked scenes from the original game. The other timeline plays out in 2035 and puts you in the role of a GTI elite member with the mission to investigate illegal activities of the Hask Corporation in a mysterious region called Asara. The game modes cover operations where you form 3-person squads and fight for dominance in an extraction-style gameplay, as well as a multiplayer warfare mode on extensive maps and a Black Hawk Down mode. You can embody one of the elite operators, each coming with their own gear, traits and gadgets. One thing to mention ahead of time, which could be important or even a deal breaker to some of you, is the fact that you will not only require to link a Level Infinite Pass third-party account to your Steam or Epic, but that the anti-cheat used is operating on kernel level, granting it a lot more privilege than most people should be comfortable with. Just one of us is really excited to be able to include the next game release into this video. But since it hit 33 million global pre-registrations, I know some of you are as well. Of course, I am talking about Infinity Nikki, coming to PC on the Epic Games Store, to PS5 and Android and iOS on December 5th. In this cozy open world adventure, you play as Nikki. She found a mysterious dress in her attic, and after putting it on, she gets transported into another world called Miraland. A mysterious woman called Ina the Curator gives the Heart of Infinity to Nikki and tasks her to find miracle outfits. Those outfits grant Nikki special abilities such as floating through the air or grooming animals in exchange for valuable materials. Nikki's journey, however, is not just about finding more outfits, but also about meeting new friends, collecting blueprints and materials, or solving puzzles and minigames. For a long time, it wasn't clearly stated if and to what extent this cozy open world game would have multiplayer. In October, however, the developers finally confirmed that they were working on introducing multiplayer features like inviting friends into their own homes as of popular request. This will probably only allow playing together similar to Genshin Impact, but hey, it's better than nothing. And maybe it will be extended further in the future, because it's glam time anytime. Everything in life needs balance, so if, after watching this adorable adventure, you crave some violence and gory at that, we've got you. On December 6th, the wait for Path of Exile 2's early access launch is finally over. We already talked about this one in last month's releases, before it was delayed to December, so we will make this section a little shorter. During the GGG livestream on November 21st, some more details have been published, which we will recap quickly. The early access phase is expected to last at least 6 months. In order to get a key, you will need to buy a supporter pack costing $30 and up. Or, if you spend more than $480 in the Path of Exile store, you will get access for free. During early access, 3 of the 6 acts of the campaign will be playable, with a strong focus on the endgame, which the developers have put a lot of time and effort into. There are various interesting endgame activities available, with more than 50 bosses and around 400 different monster types. These numbers are even expected to be doubled on full release. You can play one of the 6 starter classes and their ascensions, with more to follow later on. Not only is Path of Exile 2 playable in online co-op, but also in couch co-op on a single account. Your friend will then create their character on your account and you may progress together. Marvel Rivals is a team-based 6v6 PvP shooter, releasing on December 6th on Steam and Epic, as well as PS5 and Xbox X and S. You can choose from a roster of superheroes and supervillains of the Marvel multiverses, including Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, and X-Men. Heroes have unique and dynamic team synergies with each other, like playing as Rocket Raccoon, hopping on Groot's back and unleashing coordinated attacks onto your enemies. The environments can be destroyed, altered, and reshaped to adapt the arenas to your strategy and advantage. Marvel Rivals will be free to play with in-game purchases and seasons, bringing regular updates to the hero and map roster. Since this game is not only developed but also published by NetEase, we will have to wait and see how the microtransactions play out, as they have quite the track record when it comes to monetization. A heads up though, to end on a high note, Jeff the Landshark is one of the playable characters in the starter roster, and he's a strategist bringing, and I quote, splashes of joy and healing to every battle. Aw, so cute! Is your favorite Marvel hero or villain in the starter roster? If Landsharks, even or especially Jeff, are a bit too scary still for your co-op needs, then Nico de Rico, The Magical World will hopefully be more to your liking. This charming platforming adventure is coming to Steam and the Epic Store on December 6th. It has been out on PS5, Xbox and Switch since October. You can play in 2-player couch co-op, where one player controls Nico and the other plays Luna. Both are on a quest to rescue their tribe from the clutches of evil Baron Grimbold. Some of the levels are in 2.5D, bringing classic platforming components such as jumping puzzles, minecart races, diving underwater and more. Other segments are full 3D, like fleeing from a huge and dangerous boss enemy. There are 7 distinct worlds to explore, all filled with collectibles and treasures, found in hidden and alternative paths. And Luna is not the only character helping you out. You can collect and summon rideable mounts with special attacks and abilities to help you out, including Boris the Boar and Todd the Toad. And another big plus, the music is composed by David Wise, who has been the composer of many of the Donkey Kong titles since the 1980s. If you were waiting for a new and different spin on the post-apocalyptic survival gaming genre, this next indie release could be for you. Ruins of Fortress looks like a 2D pixel art Rust and is releasing on Steam on December 13th. It will be free to play during its early access phase and stay that way beyond, with an optional cosmetic DLC and promises to never have pay to win. You can play on open or dedicated servers, or host your own private games. And there is no fixed player limit. It offers some more forgiving survival mechanics, as well as an extensive gathering, crafting and base building system. Fortify your base against raids from enemy NPCs or other players when on PvP servers, who are trying to steal your resources. Or relax in your backyard or bunker, growing carrots, look after your chickens and let your dog companion be on watch duty for you. And lastly, on December 19th, we get a story-driven action-adventure for 2 players in local couch co-op, or Steam Remote Play. Life's adventure, Netherworld Hero, tells the story of an adventurer who sets out to save his hometown from an ancient evil. Its gorgeous hand-drawn art style is not the only standout, as Life is joined by a sidekick Ghost, played by the second player. Life has to fight enemies with various weapons and abilities, while Ghost can assist him by stunning them or manipulating the environment. Often, both players will have to work together to overcome challenging jumping puzzles, or to progress through the interesting multi-layered levels. There are a lot of secrets to be discovered if you look close enough. Many enemies and other characters are based on Norse mythology and pose different, unique challenges. Not only the sense of cooperation and teamwork, but also the artwork and charm felt really unique when we played the demo on Steam. The game was developed by just a small indie team who put in a lot of love, as displayed by the level of detail. Life's Adventure will release on Steam, Switch and PS5, with the ability to seamlessly transition between PC, Switch platforms and the Steam Deck. And finally, 2 last games we wanted to include in this episode, but which didn't get their final release announcement in time for us. So, if these are not going to be released in December, you have something to look forward to next year. The first one is Mini Royale. In this Battle Royale multiplayer shooter, you play as an army of green toy soldiers fighting over dominance in a children's bedroom and beyond. You will not only clash openly on the battlefield, but also use different weapons and gadgets, including a grapple gun and everything else found in a kid's room. Curtain rods, toys, action figures and more. Hide between card decks, on a chessboard, or storm your enemy's toilet paper fort. The other game expected but not confirmed to release this December is Kingmakers. This game answers the century-old question, what if I could go back in time to the medieval era and bring my heavily armed tank along? A question which seems to be on many of your minds, as Kingmakers sits on rank 20 of the current Steam wishlist. In this action strategy sandbox, you do exactly that. Pick from a vast arsenal of modern weapons and face off against massive armies to change the course of history. All with dynamic physics, destructible environments and the expected overpowered madness, solo or in co-op. And those were the co-op and multiplayer releases for December. We put together an overview on our website that contains all the info we talked about in this video. We'll keep that post updated in case any games get delayed. You can find the link in the description box. We hope you enjoyed this episode and that we will see you again next month when it is already time to talk about the first games releasing in 2025. Until then, we wish you a lot of fun in co-op with your favorite people and also a great holiday season in advance, as well as a healthy and happy new year.